This is a 1969 Zenith, model Z4538, and it uses the 16Z7C50 chassis. I picked it up at an estate sale in Forest Park, Illinois 2 weeks ago as of this recording. I got it for the nice low price of $5. And if you can believe it, it was still in the living room of the home after 42 years. Interestingly enough, it's a very low-hour TV. We have the concentric tuning, UHF and VHF. It's the same control panel and chassis as the 1969 Zenith table set that I have a video of. You'll see it as the video entitled "The Last of NTSC Broadcasting in the U.S." Got the tricolor logo and the pull-down control door. It's even got a service tag in here. UHF television service. They are long gone. In fact, I believe this TV may have been bought there, because I do not believe it was ever serviced. I was the first to take the back off. In fact, here's the back. Got all the model tag stickers, which is very nice. And the reason I think I'm the first to take it off is for two very interesting reasons. One is the fact that when Zenith made this set, they never punched out the antenna terminal strip. Those little spots there were supposed to be notched out at the factory so that the back cover could be removed, and leaving that in place because you could see where it was screwed to the cabinet. But I didn't want to change it, so I just undid the wires and pulled them out. And also the fact that there is virtually no wear around the twist tabs. So 42 years went by. This TV was in someone's living room, and it was in the living room of a relatively small house, so it's not like it could just get ignored. So they obviously weren't TV people. Here's the chassis. I cleaned it up a little bit, just had a little bit of fluffy dust in there. It's like brand new in here. Every original tube. This is the ultimate find right here. And it's not that this particular model happens to be the ultimate find, but if you're a TV collector, you can't get any better than this, because it's a TV that has essentially been never touched. And it even worked when I got it, but the screen was just a little bit blue. So another recent acquisition is this wonderful piece of equipment right here. The Sencore CR7000 CRT Analyzer and Restorer. I just picked this up on eBay a few weeks ago. I've been putzing around with other CRT testers for way too long, so I figured it's time to just bite the bullet and buy the best. So it set me back about $430, but it was worth every penny. So I'm going to hook it up here. It's kind of a combination video of seeing what the TV's all about and also checking out the CR7000. Unplug my my light here. Plug that into my tester. We got a 25 GP22. And the neat thing is, this meter here was made in early 2000. So it has essentially every TV or every CRT ever made. So let's turn it on and we'll set our filament voltage. You can hear all the little relays click in this thing. Set the cutoffs down. We're in simultaneous, which means we're going to test all three guns. And since we're on 4 to 8 volt scale, the middle scale lights up. And there goes the filaments. You got 5 methods of restoration in this set. You got the reactivate mode, which is just a 50% filament boost with a 1 milliamp current on the cathode. You got low, normal, high, and extended. Even give you a little quick setup chart so you could see the durations of the current cycle and the currents themselves. Little unsolicited testimonial for Sencore here, but they have the best equipment in existence, hands down. And it's even better, all their stuff is still made in the United States. Nothing's been outsourced, so this is really a great company in all respects. Well, I've had plenty of time to let this warm up, of course. We're going to do our G1 shorts. And if we have no shorts, all 3 bar graphs should light up. That's good. And we have our heater to cathode short. Same thing. Everything lights up. If the scale falls down towards the left, you have a short. If the scale reads somewhere in this region, then you have a kind of a resistive short. But if it's all the way dead to the left, you have a mechanical short, such as the cathode touching the G1 or the G1 touching the G2. Let's set up our cutoff and low tracking. And since this is a 25 GP, we want socket 2, of course, video 2, which is our G2 voltage. That gives me an adjustable range up to 600 volts, positive voltage. We got a negative 116 volt bias and 6.3 volt on the filament. So we already got it set to negative 116. And now we're just going to set up the cutoff. What we're doing when we set up the cutoff, we're increasing the voltage on the G2. And what it's doing, it's getting the CRT to the point just where it begins to conduct. It's pulling electrons past the G1. So think of it as the negative 116 volt bias on the G1. I'm cranking up the voltage on the G2 to just where we're getting a little bit of conduction. Oh. There we go. Gun tracking is good. And at low tracking, that means that the voltage on the G2s are within a ratio of 1.25 to 1. Meaning that the voltage is no more than 25% than the lowest gun, and vice versa. Now we check our emission. Oh man, look at that. This tube is 100%. This tube is flawless. Look at that. And again, of course, good tracking. Okay, and the reason that flashed is because the emission was on for longer than 12 seconds, so it automatically stopped the emission test. And that flashing means that it's holding in memory the test. Go back to low tracking. You can turn that down a little bit. See how it's bad? It's bad because it's outside the cutoff range box. So let's check the life test. And again, when you're checking emission, you have good high tracking when the cathode current itself is when all the guns are within a ratio of 1.55 to 1. In that case, that means 55%. No gun can be 55% lower than the strongest gun in order to have good tracking. In poor tracking, you'll have highlights of different colors in the screen. You need to have good grayscale. So let's do a life test here. In that life test, we're lowering the heater voltage by 25%. And this thing just will not fall whatsoever. It's actually pretty amazing that this TV survived all these years and just never got used. So let's shut this off. Be real careful pulling this off. Those plastic keyways are real fragile on these. They snap like nothing. Alright, let's see what the set does. Always a nice sign when the pilot lamp turns on. Oh man, look at that. That's how a CRT should look. Got a little bit of a voltage or a vertical height irregularity, but that's no big deal. See if I can pull something in here. Look at this, the color even works. This is true analog you're watching too. You gotta remember, today's date is June the 23rd. think it is, at least. Saturday, I don't know why I'm losing my mind already. Yeah, it's the 23rd. Saturday, June 23rd, 2011. And since I live outside Chicago in the near suburbs, I got still got a few UHF stations going here on LPTV. Oh.
This thing.
Good old Three Stooges. Now this here I'm cheating. I got a little UHF transmitter here. I got it broadcasting on channel 18 from my converter. So this is the only station here that that has simulated analog, so to speak.
I have one.
Oh, you're on fire tonight.
Whitney, Thursdays this fall on NBC. For generations, husbands have struggled to find the perfect gift.
Wow, this TV has a nice picture.
Ask for a weed whacker.
Did I ask for it for my birthday?
You asked for it near your birthday.
The struggle continues. Daniel Veritref.
Man, it gets bright too. Might even want to set that brightness range down a little bit. Audio needs a slight touch-up.
Gwyneth Paltrow has come to Barbados to find out why her great-great-grandmother, Rosamond Stout...
And that's always the 6Z10.
At age 18.
Regardless of how low the hours are on a Zenith, never expect to have a strong 6Z10.
That drive or that quest for a better life. But what exactly was the impetus for Rosamond to leave her homeland? I'm heading to the Barbados Department of Archives to meet with genealogist Dr. Pat Stafford to see if I can get more information. So they were going to the United States. This is a shipping record. They went on a commercial ship. It wasn't a passenger ship.
Being a 16Z7C50, you got a couple transistors, see?
About 1850? Right. So let's look at this record.
But for the most part, this TV's about 95%
This
tube.
is one of the many records of everybody who was baptized in the island. Wow. Okay. See if we can find anybody called Rosamond Stout.
Let's change the channel here.
Carter, Goddard.
There. And then later, Brendan...
Gone out onto the
We are pleased to inform you that you have been accepted
into the dense jungle. This trail is unmaintained, narrow, and footing can be dicey where it crosses the creek several times on its way up to the falls. The thick canopy here makes most of the hike well shaded from the sun, and you'll pass incredibly large bamboo stands that tower. Hiking under some bamboo right now that...
Yes, I want roses, no carnations, and I want them by Saturday. No carnations. All right, call me right back.
They have nice tint range too.
All right, Dana, so what do you think of the length? Well, I can't tell. Chrissy, stand up straight and put your arm down. Oh, honey.
But if I put my arm down, I can't suck my thumb like a little baby.
Can we even go to this wedding?
I have no idea. We was out. Good evening, no. And hello to all our...
It must be like part of me. I'm not somebody else.
But at the moment, you wish you were.
But while...
In front of you, the lips and the teeth.
No, you're right.
But I think that's a more, to me, of a really well-made wine.
Paul, can you talk?
Now, part of the reason for the audio problem too could be that UHF transmitter. It doesn't have the greatest audio circuit in it. This is sad, isn't it? You just flip through VHF and you get nothing. That's the FM station on 87.7. They broadcast on channel 6 because their sound carrier for channel 6 is also on the FM band. Rather the I got like a lot going on in my mind here. I'm trying to analyze this TV and narrate. It doesn't go too well. What I'm trying to say is the sound carrier for channel 6 is the same as 87.7 megahertz, which is at the low end of the FM band. So if I touch this, you might get a little picture too. Well, not really, but they broadcast various pictures as a slideshow of Chicago to go along with the music. But otherwise, VHF is completely dead.
And the divorce?
In the estate?
Did you get the estate, yes. The estate, the back.
Yeah, this TV here has a nice sharp picture. In fact, I might be able to touch it up just a little bit.
From this one? Yeah.
I'm gonna adjust the focus here.
Angry paranoid line.
I like that.
You're just like you have ESP. I mean, it couldn't be
Not bad.
paranoid, this glass. I mean, you just nail it. What do you have to say about it?
Dowódcy dowódca. Chicago to dla Pendereckiego na mapie świata szczególne miasto. Bardzo właśnie tak Europejczyków, europejskich.
Well, anyway, you get the idea. It's a nice, clean old TV. And that CR70, even though we didn't rejuve the tube, I've tried it on another tube, and the thing works phenomenally well. So if you're a TV guy, get yourself a CR7000. And if you're also a TV guy, be sure to collect Zenith color TVs, because they're the best.